let me start at the beginning. We used to work on the cleanup in the city with teaming horses and a dump wagon. And I was down through the alley one morning, cleaning up on the cleanup, and she was out in the alley next to Dorsey's. She would live on one side of the alley, going down between 16th and 17th Street, and Dorsey's lived on the other side of the alley, and they had a fence up there, big fence. So she was out there with her brother, and these guys were throwing the rubbish in the wagon, and then we move on. So I got talking to her, and I asked her if that was her brother, and she said yes. So while after we went over to the city field, and she was over there with her brother. So I saw her again, and I went over to her, and I got talking to her, and I asked her if that was her brother, and this and that, and something else, and so she said, I gotta take my brother home. He was a really little guy, and I said, well, you need any help? So
no,
that's a good line.
Was it 1907 or something?
So I went home with her. I didn't know where she lived. Outside of.
I thought you were working.
Well, I thought she lived there, but I didn't know. So I asked her if she lived there on 17th Street by Dorsey's and that, and she said, yeah, she lived across the alley from Dorsey's. So I said, I know where it is. So we went home, and we talked a while and everything, and her grandma was there.
Which grandma?
Grandma Brem.
Okay.
Grandma Brem was there, and her Uncle John Brem was there, and they had iron railing around the front at that time, in front of the house. So we sit there and talked, and I talked to John Brem, and I talked to her grandma. So and then that was the beginning of it. So we kept talking and talking, and